You're at your desk. Tuesday afternoon. 12 unread account notifications sit on your phone. Bank, brokerage, two cards, the insurance autopay. You know what every one of them is for. Your spouse couldn't name three. So which list is the real one? The one in your head, or the one she'd have to rebuild from scratch? So play it out. You don't wake up tomorrow. It's a normal Tuesday for everyone else. Your spouse has a death certificate, a grieving family, and a phone she doesn't know the password to. She does not have a list. She doesn't know which bank holds the mortgage escrow. She doesn't know the brokerage where the 401k rollover landed. She doesn't know your life insurance runs through your old employer, not your current one. She doesn't know the email login where every statement now lives because nothing comes in the mail anymore. 48 hours in, the bills don't pause. The mortgage is due in 3 weeks. Two cards autopay, the utilities autopay. She has to keep all of it moving while finding the rest of it. Here's the part nobody says out loud. 55% of Americans have no estate plan at all. Most of the rest have a will and nothing else. The will tells a court who inherits. It does not tell your spouse where anything is. It's not a missing document, it's a missing map. Call this what it is: the locator problem. The gap between everything you own and everything your family can actually find. A normal household in your income range runs about 14 accounts. One checking, maybe a second checking, a savings, two cards on autopay, a home equity line you open during the refi and never use, a 401k at your current employer, a rolled over IRA at a brokerage you set up once 5 years ago and never logged into again, a spouse's IRA, a small HSA you treat like a stealth retirement account, a 529 for the kids, one term policy you bought through an agent who no longer works at that agency, one group life policy through your employer, a safety deposit box at a bank you don't even bank at anymore. That's not unusual. That is the median 45-year-old setup. Now, run the math on time. Probate, on average, takes 16 months. American Bar Association number. The estate burns 4 to 7% of its value getting through it. When documents are missing, when the executor is calling old HR departments asking what carrier the group policy ran through, the 16-month average becomes 24, sometimes longer. While she's looking, things expire. Life insurance has filing windows. Dormant accounts get escheated to the state. Right now, U.S. states are sitting on roughly $70 billion of unclaimed property. A meaningful share of that is exactly this: beneficiaries who didn't know the account existed, didn't file in time, didn't have the policy number. Insurance carriers don't call your wife. They are not required to. If she doesn't file, the policy doesn't pay. Same household, same accounts, same death. 3 different outcomes. Scenario 1, the cold trail. You wrote nothing down. Your spouse rebuilds the financial picture from monthly statements arriving by mail. But most of your accounts are paperless, so the statements never come. 6 months in, she's still on the phone with your old employer trying to remember the name of the life insurance carrier. By the time she finds the second policy, the small one you bought through that agent 8 years ago, the filing window for that carrier has closed. That's $250,000 that just sits with the state. Probate stretches past 2 years. Total cost to the estate north of 9%. Scenario 2, the half file. You did write it down 2 years ago. Then you opened 3 new accounts, closed 2 cards, refinanced, and changed jobs. The list still exists. Taped inside the desk drawer. It is wrong. 2 of the banks she calls don't have anything in your name anymore. The brokerage moved custody to a different firm. While she chases accounts that don't exist, 3 accounts that do exist quietly auto-close for inactivity. She gets most of it eventually, but she loses 4 months and $22,000 in the process. The list felt like enough. It wasn't updated. That made it almost worse than nothing. It had pointed her in 3 wrong directions before the right one. Scenario 3, the 1-page, 1 single document, updated last quarter. Every account, every institution, every policy number, every advisor's email, the mortgage servicer, the utilities on autopay, where the will and the deed and the car titles live, and the master password to the password manager. Printed. Sealed. She has it within an hour of the call. 48 hours later, her name is on the joint accounts. 6 weeks later, the insurance claim is filed. Probate still runs about a year, Mommy, but it's a clean year. Nothing slips, nothing forfeits. It's not 3 different lives. It's 3 different documents. This is the part the will industry can't sell you. They are right that you need a will. They are also leaving out the part where the will sits in a folder while your spouse spends 10 months looking for the accounts the will is trying to distribute. The locator problem has gotten worse quietly over the last 5 years. The shift to paperless statements means there is no monthly mail breadcrumb anymore. If your spouse doesn't have your email password, every account that doesn't run through your phone is functionally invisible. You are not lazy for not having done this. Nobody handed you a template at 25. You weren't told that the longer your spouse is searching, the more of the estate dies in the process. Most people learn this watching their own parents' estates get unwound. You can learn it earlier and cheaper. It's not about being morbid. It's about whether your last useful act for your family is making the next 18 months survivable or impossible. 1 page? Tonight. Not a will, not a trust, not a binder. Open a blank document. 3 columns, institution name, account type, last 4 of the account number. List every bank, every brokerage, every retirement account, every credit card, every insurance policy, every bill on autopay. 1 line each. At the top, write the email address where the statements land and where your password manager master is stored. At the bottom, write where the will and the deed and the car titles physically live. Print it. Put it in a sealed envelope. Tell your spouse where the envelope is. That is tonight. The will is a separate problem. The trust is a separate problem. This one runs out of time first. If you found this useful, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more simple explanations.